Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Political Pegasus here, bringing it back to you guys in Remnant from the Ashes, and today we'll be taking an all-new look at the Headhunter's Burden build. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so let's jump over into the build here. So for my handgun, I'm using Hive Cannon. Attached onto is weapon mod known as Hive Shot. For my long gun, I am using the shotgun. Attached onto is weapon mod known as Swarm. For the melee weapon, I am using the Scythe. For my helmet, I am using the Cultist. For the chest piece, I'm using Headhunter. For the pants, I'm also using Headhunter. For the necklace, I'm using Twisted Idol. For my first ring, I'm using Burden of the Gambler. And for my second ring, I'm using Braided Thorns. Now, let's get into traits. So the three primary traits I'd probably recommend to get started with this build is going to be as followed. One of those traits is going to be Quick Hands. My second trait is going to be King Slayer, and my third trait is going to be Spirit. Now, at the end of the day, with all my builds, I can't stress this enough. I highly recommend going through every trait within the course of the game because there is no set cap limit, so you can just capitalize on the ability to be able to get every trait, maximize your overall efficiency, and just be the best of the best that you can go about being. But enough about that. Let's go ahead and jump over into some gameplay. Alright, so we're playing on Nightmare mode here, and we happen to be on Earth. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and give a build breakdown of the Headhunter's Burden build. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So one of the cool aspects of this build is that it does have a lot of AoE potential with the Hive Cannon, which is one of the reasons I ended up choosing it for this particular build. Another reason I ended up picking the Hive Cannon was just because it synergizes so well with the actual shotgun, allowing me to throw down the Hive mod and just being able to do AoE damage to anything it comes in contact with. But on top of that, it also buys me enough time to be able to swap over the shotgun to just easily clean up my enemies, which makes it really, really effective. Another core aspect too with this build is the shotgun. I really end up liking the shotgun a lot because it is the pump action shotgun. So from there, I have a lot of bullets in the actual Magnum, which allows me to go about continuously just mowing down my enemies as they come near me. And since they're already on half HP, it uses less of my magazine for the actual shotgun itself, which in turn will just allow me to go about utilizing less ammo, and I can continuously just mow down as many enemies as I like as they come near me. And it capitalizes really well on single target based enemies too, because not only are they taking base shotgun damage, but they're also taking the base damage from the Hive mod. And on top of that, if I need more single target output damage, I just apply Swarm onto them off of the shotgun mod, and then from there I just go to town on my enemies. It's a lot of fun, I will say that much. It gives me the ability to be able to swap instantaneously and utilize both my weapons and both my mods pretty much simultaneously to be able to maximize my overall damage and efficiency in a single target format as well as like an AoE format as well. So it's just a lot of fun. It's super lightweight and compact, and it just makes it for a really incredible experience at the end of the day because it ties really well into the armor, because the armor will just go about boosting my damage that much more. And then from there, the Cultist helmet will allow me to go about restoring my mods passively to be able to make sure that I constantly always have the Hive and Swarm mod up at all times, so I don't really have to worry about mitigating my damage. So in that regard, it works out really well, and it ends up panning out to be really, really effective. Another rhyme or reason I ended up going for the choices that I did when it came to like the jewelry setup, I really like the ability to have more armor output, so that's why I went with Twisted Idol. And then the ring as well as my secondary ring, I ended up going with both of those was because of the fact that I can just capitalize on my overall damage output by focusing more on crit, because the shotgun actually crits pretty effectively, so I don't really have to worry about it. And overall, it just works out in my favor, and it's a lot of fun at the end of the day. If you haven't given it a try, I highly recommend doing so. It's a really good time. You have a lot of overall single target damage output, a lot of AoE potential. You're not really losing out on anything. You're just kind of gaining at that point, so it's really worth taking a look into. I had a blast with the build, and I hope you guys do as well. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, be sure to leave them down below. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it, guys. So if you guys haven't already, I hope you guys have a really amazing day, and I hope to see you guys real soon. Later.